Hello. Hi. Um, what are you doing, Antonia? Oh no. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. 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 Hi. Laughter is good for the soul. Laughing, I think, is one of my most favorite things to do. It is so important to know how to laugh, and it's very healthy and therapeutic. I sometimes say that I feel bad for people who do not know how to laugh, whether at themselves or others, or even just life. Anyway, here we are. Welcome back to Antonia's Blissful Corner, your quiet space for reflection, growth, and peace. Thank you, Jesus. It is finally Friday. Friday, Friday. Now, don't get it twisted. It's month end close, and I'm still here working, but at least there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Today was that kind of day that was slow and quiet. And yeah. When I woke up this morning, I think when I checked my phone, it said that it was like 38 degrees, and I'm like 38, and I was like, yeah, nah. So I think I intentionally made today an uneventful day, and sometimes that's exactly what I need. Um, Again, and I think month end close it just basically drags. And if it were sunny outside, it wouldn't be as bad, but it's not sunny outside, so it makes it even worse. No, that's not true. It was sunny this afternoon, but this morning it was just chilly, and I can't with the cold. But anyway, my computer just went off. Like I said, I'm still on duty, and I'm waiting for some confirmation so that I can wrap up. The computer went to sleep. Turn it back on so I don't miss notifications because I want to be done. Anyway, so yeah, this morning was chilly and windy, and I just didn't feel like doing my morning messages, even though I do them inside. When it's cold or if the weather is not good, then I do them inside. But today I just didn't feel like doing it, and so I didn't. And that's something that I have appreciated about myself and this journey. Learning how to forgive myself, or give myself permission rather, to skip certain things without feeling guilty. Because I used to pressure myself so hard to just always show up, right? Even if I was running on empty, even if I just didn't feel like it, I would just do it. And I think it was a few months ago, I decided, you know what? I'm not going to. And so, as far as I'm concerned, today's break was a sick day. I'm gonna just count it as a creative sick day. I'll catch up. And you know what? I also didn't push myself to go outside for my walk. Now, I love my walk. I love my morning walks. And I told myself that this year I'm not going to fall into the trap that I did last year where I used the weather. It was too cold to go outside, because prior to last year, I used to basically layer up because I know how to layer and go for my walk. But this morning, and I think it's because like month end close is really draining. And I think it's the day after we're supposed to be done. It's like my body's like, girl, the calendar said XYZ, but it wasn't my fault, right? I'm waiting. And that's the thing, like when you have to wait for people to give you what you need to be done, it's annoying. It's annoying. So instead of going outside, I still got my little walk in because they have a lot of YouTube videos, and there are some that does like speed walking. So I was speed walking this morning in my room while I was working on content. And so like it was still a productive morning, and I'm grateful for that. Um, During the day, I would basically like just take a break, and I would look out the window, and I would observe how beautiful the trees are looking right now. The green leaves are now a beautiful array of colors, whether it's orange or brown or a slight like purple or whatever. Like it's just beautiful. Like it's really beautiful to see. Um, Even though it's chilly outside, but I wasn't out there, so I'm fine. But there's something peaceful about just looking out the window, staring at the trees, or just looking at people, like walking by. For me, that is something to do. So that's what I did throughout the day when I felt like taking breaks. Across the street, I did a video months ago where there was a fire right across the street. And so they started to do construction on the house. Yesterday, I think yesterday they started to put the roof on, and they finished it today. And so it's not. I'm happy to see that there's progress with getting the house back in somewhat order. And I like it. I like watching stuff like that. I like watching people do their thing to get things done. And So it's funny because I was thinking about like the way that that house was burnt down and now it's basically being rebuilt. It's kind of like the way that we go through our own fires in life, right? Things that burn away. That's one what that once was. Like the rebuilding can feel slow and frustrating, but it's also beautiful in its own way. So the pro is that you get to start fresh, stronger, wiser, and more intentional. The con is that rebuilding takes time and patience, and you can't rush it. Sometimes we want to go so fast. It's like, no, no, no. I just want to be done. Can we be done today? No. So I feel like that's the thing about life. Sometimes we want like instant gratification. And, like people fail to realize that the joy for me in doing certain things is the in between, because there's so much to learn, there's so much to do. And yeah, it can be a little bit frustrating when like you're throwing off your course, but that's all a part of the process, right? um, in life we are taught to have patience. Sometimes things happen to basically basically put a kibosh on whatever it is that we're doing. I mean, it can be frustrating, but it's life, right? You can't rush it. One day you realize that the smoke has cleared and you're standing in something brand spanking new, something that you built piece by piece. And when you look back and you realize where it was and where it is now, it's like wow. And I feel like sometimes the time that lapse isn't even that much, right? So take for instance me. I chose to go on this 25-day journey that is now today's day 31. And in the beginning, I was thinking and wondering, like, can I, like, would I be successful? And I'm grateful that I am at the place now where I am, right? I see my growth. I'm grateful that I have committed to coming on every day. And I basically set no expectations. My only expectations I can't even talk anymore because I'm just fed up and tired with work. But my only expectation is to hit the like button, hit the live button. But that being said, please hit the like. And if you haven't subscribed, is there? Please subscribe. But my only expectation, excuse me, for these lives is to just hit the button, right? I can come on and just say hey and sign off. I can spend 5 minutes or I can spend 25 minutes. So it's all up to me. And, like, I'm not expecting anyone to be there watching, but if people are there watching, I'm grateful. I'm not expecting for anyone to be in the chat, but if anyone is there, I'm grateful. And so I think sometimes we choose to, um, like have all these expectations when we're really not the ones in control. God is, right? So just have to basically just settle down and be patient and just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. so so back to today. So around lunchtime, and that's one of the things I appreciate about working from home. So I'm not a napper. I don't really do naps. At least I didn't. Back in the day, I never used to do naps. But I found that earlier this year, I am allowing myself, if when I'm tired, to take a nap. When I'm home, that is, I won't ever do that in the office. I'll just do like this. But when I'm home, sometimes like midday ish or mid afternoon, I'll feel tired. And I remember the first time that it happened, and I said, you know what, I'm going to take a nap. So mommy was downstairs, and I said, Mom, I'm going to take a nap just in case she's, like calling me or whatever, if you don't get an answer. Um, and I would leave my cell phone in my office space in here. And I would put my alarm on the phone, and I would go take a nap. If it's during lunch hour, if I only have 15 minutes left in the lunch hour, I'll set the alarm for 15 minutes. And you would be surprised to know how that little 15 minutes can recharge you. Because sometimes you just need that. Sometimes you just need to basically power down so that you can basically recharge and basically be at 100 again. So anyway, I set the alarm for 30 minutes. It went off. I hit stop and closed my eyes again. And I basically kept it closed and fell asleep hard for like 15 to 20 minutes. It was no guilt, just rest. During that time, mom went to the grocery store um, to get some things. And well, to get some things, but also to get her steps in. Mommy tries to get her, not tries, mommy aims to get at least 10,000 steps in every day. But lately, that's not good enough for her. She's there thriving for 15. And it's like, oh, go, girl. So I'm proud of her for doing that for herself. And trust and believe, if she's not able to, well, the only time that mommy's not able to get her steps in is if she is unwell. That is the only time. Other than that, she's on it. And I very, very, very much appreciate that for her, right? That's her thing. Anyway, mommy came back and she brought with her one of my favorite things. By the way, I'm a foodie in case you haven't noticed. But she brought me some raw cashews. Now this is the devil. This is poison. Oh Lord have mercy. If oh Lord have mercy. This thing is so addicting to me. And I had to, like, one time I had to basically tell her, don't buy me no more. Mm-mm. Don't buy me, because I started to gain so much weight. When I tell you I would polish it off, So I'll go and I'll take five, but then I'll take five more, and then five more. It's like, oh Lord. But I'm trying. Anyway, yeah, so mom went to the store, she came back, and I continued my workday. And it continued. Here it is at 7:48, and I'm still waiting. I am still waiting. The only good thing is that I'm home and I don't have to go someplace. Like, basically, like, because it pre-COVID, oh Lord have mercy, pre-COVID, we used to have to stay in the office until we were done. Because during those times, like, there was no working from home. So I'm grateful. Like, people who, complain about, going in a few days that we have to go. And I'm like, look, pre-COVID, we were going in 5 days. And for those of us who are responsible for clothes, we had to stay in the office until we were done. So basically, if this was the deadline was yesterday. But on the days of deadline, we would have to stay until we were done. Sometimes we left the office at 1 o'clock. So I'm grateful. Anyway, um, again, this was a very uneventful day. I did a lot of, like, self-reflecting. I did exchange some messages with Tino. I'm so grateful because both he and my cousin yesterday let me know that the mission was accomplished, and he helped them by providing transportation for them to get supplies from Kingston to their home in Black River. And when I tell you, my heart was happy. My heart was happy that I was able to help to facilitate this. because it's difficult to be, so far away and want to assist but cannot. And so I'm grateful that I was able to provide assistance in another way. But yeah, so I guess I'm gonna just keep watching paint dry as I wait so I can finish close. so I can finish close. Um, and then yeah, so that's really all I have today, really, because I decided that I'm going to come on and just talk about my day, and that's what it was. It was a very quiet and slow day that continues. And this weekend, I was about to say I don't have anything to do this weekend, but that's not true. I have a t-shirt design that I have to two that I need to work on, and then I have to prepare for another bulk order. So I think this weekend I'm going to basically spend it doing t-shirts, and I need to update my website and work on content. I feel like Pinky in the Brain. What you gonna do tomorrow? Oh, I'm gonna try to basically do everything that's on my list every day. And that's it. Anyway, if you haven't as yet, please remember to get my book, Unlocking the Introvert, a pocket guide to understanding and interacting with introverts. It is available at societyofintroverts.com, Amazon, and everywhere books are sold online. I'm not ready to go yet. Um, I thought of something today, and it is that sometimes we push ourselves to do things that we do not want to do. So, case in point, me today deciding that I didn't feel like doing the messages this morning, and I didn't. And I keep saying that, I'm going to talk about this and that later on, whatsoever have you. And one of them is going to be about being in communities, groups, mentorship groups, or whatever, and having the courage or the strength to choose to not do that thing that you're being instructed to do. Because one of the things that I realize is that sometimes we do things for the sake of doing it, like we're going along with everyone. But there comes a time when our gut is telling me, nah, I want to do that. And that's where I am. And I think it's so important for people to trust your gut, trust your judgment, and know when to say no, right? Um, while I do appreciate, being in groups, I also appreciate the fact that not everything is meant for you. And do not feel guilty about not wanting to go with the flow. Sometimes we join communities and we want to stay in them forever because we made some connections. And I think it's cool. I think it's cool to basically go and hang out, but just know that not everything is for you, right? And I think it's very much okay to detour, to pause, or to just, like decline doing certain things. That was for me. And I hope it helps you too. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this quiet reflection, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Tell me, how was your Friday? Was it eventful or not? And please also remember that peace is not a place, it is a choice. Please stay blissful, and I will see you next time for day 30.